Hi guys, the episode that you're just about to listen to is generously sponsored by our affiliates Board Game Crate. Board Game Crate provide a monthly subscription service where they get fresh new games delivered straight to your door. Just head over to www.boardgamecrate.co.uk, and furthermore, if you use our discount code UnluckyFrogIsAwesome, all lowercase, all one word, you'll get a cheeky little discount. It's easy to remember because it's true. Hello and welcome to the Unlucky Frog Gaming Podcast. You are joined by your usual hosts, Josh, Ben and Charlotte. I didn't give you our full names.
I think people know who we are though.
Yeah. Probably. Hi. Josh Hartley, Ben Porter, Charlotte Porter.
Hello.
Hello. How are we all doing, guys?
We're good.
Yeah, doing okay. Coming towards the end of the week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Long week, short week.
All my days just blurring into one now.
We were saying earlier, like, every day's baby day.
Yeah, I don't know if today was. I had to ask you what day it was today because I was just like,
what year is it?
That's where I think that happens when you've had your second child.
Yeah. the Jumanji problem.
Yeah. No. So, yeah, where do we go from Jumanji? Yes. We're having a ramble episode, basically. Yes.
Yeah.
I think is.
We've been unprepared this week.
We've been caught with our collective trousers down.
I've just been busy. Yeah. There we go. There's the excuses. So obviously, the big thing in the news is that Essen has happened. It's gone. We really need to get caught up on what has been there. Obviously, none of us were able to attend. Boo.
Sad faces.
But we do know some people that went.
Yeah, so we'll catch up with them, and we'll catch up with the latest that's come out of there, and we'll talk properly about it.
We'll probably pick some of the games that launched at Essen as our highlights, and then maybe talk a bit more about them.
Mm-hmm.
But in the meanwhile, we've actually just been enjoying doing some gaming. But do we want to do? We've got a bit of announcement about our Patreon.
Yes.
Should we do that first?
Yes. So we have decided to renew, revitalise, rejuvenate, whatever reword you want to throw in there, our Patreon service.
Yes.
So what we've decided to do is to try and streamline the Unlucky Frog entirely. We are migrating to a Discord server where hopefully we can then sort of take all the Twitter stuff, all the Facebook stuff, all the Patreon stuff and have it all together. To accompany that, we are doing away with all of the higher tiers. So previously we did have a $1 tier, a $5, $10. We're doing away with all the higher ones and just having a $1 tier, which will give you access to specific Patreon exclusive channels on the Discord server.
Yeah, amongst which you'll get to probably hear some of the embarrassing outtakes that I usually revolve around me. Usually.
It's quite accurate.
Yeah. As well as some competitions for our patrons
yes.
as well.
So we actually have our first competition running just now. We're going to do monthly board game competitions. So we have a copy of Villagers by Sinister to give away this month rather. So if you are a patron and you're on the Discord, you're automatically included in that draw.
So so hop on and just have a chat with us as well. I'm actually pleasantly surprised at how active it has been.
It's been good. So we've got all different channels on it as well. The two I've been active in most since it launched are probably the painting table and wargaming, but there's role playing, there's board games, there's general chat, there's all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes we just talk rubbish in general chat, which is.
I nearly
okay.
posted something about England's defeat at the Rugby World Cup, but I knew that
keeping your head down.
I knew that would have just been basically just inviting everyone to rip it out of me.
Yeah,
and I don't need to do that. Don't need that.
Don't do that
don't need any more of that.
So yeah. Join the page. We'll have the links in the show notes.
So just to say, the Discord is open to anyone.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're a patron and your patron is connected to the Discord app, then you get access to all the hidden channels.
Yeah.
So I'll put the link for the patron and I'll put the link for the Discord server up too.
Yeah.
And you can get, of course, the Discord app on your phone, so it means that it's like having all of us in your pocket.
Having a Ben in your pocket.
All the time. Ben in my pocket.
Pocket Ben, gotta catch 'em all, gotta catch 'em all. Pocket Ben.
Yeah.
Well, was not expecting that. Right. There we go. As if you needed more incentive to become an Unlucky Frog patron.
Yeah, get to hear my singing voice more.
Yeah. No.
We'll get into that
yet.
We were even thinking we could maybe sort of live stream some stuff.
Yeah.
Through the voice chat.
Yeah.
We'll,
Yeah.
like,
That may be potentially dangerous, but
keep that for later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But exciting times ahead, and it'd be great to have you on there with us. The more the merrier.
Yeah. Indeed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Back to Villages. I haven't played it yet.
Oh, we've played it.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. We actually it's one of the games that I think we played like 4 games of it back to back.
Yeah, we played it about 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Back
So I played the demo version at UK Games Expo 2018.
Yeah.
Right. But I haven't played it since. So how is it?
It's very slick.
Yeah.
It's pretty like if you've played any games that involve any sort of engine building, you'll be in familiar territory.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a very sort of pure distillation of that kind of thing.
Right.
But whereas a game like Gizmos, your engine can get mental and massive in that with all sorts of weird things going on. I think Villagers is a little bit more minimalist, a little bit more
I did still
comprehensive.
think we were at a premium for table space though, because the more you've got,
You felt that we struggled
I
for
felt as if I did anyway.
I think see as much as people, one of the big pros that people put forward about card games is that there's minimal setup time and all that. A lot of card games can be real table hogs. I found.
Yeah. Play a game of Commander of Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So, but Villages. I mean, we'll probably do a proper review of it at some point.
Right,
but
a round table review, I dare say.
Yeah.
Or a new format.
Yeah. So, but yeah, generally you're liking it so far.
Yeah.
I think it's a good little game. I think that I can see it possibly being a little bit divisive because it's a very pure distillation of that sort of engine builder. I think it's the kind of card game that would appeal to people that really like resource management and the
So Josh.
Yeah, the heavy Euro type.
I mean,
games.
I like this is it's got me all over it.
Yeah.
What else have we been playing lately?
Well, you played Parks.
I did. Yeah. You were on baby duty at that point, so you weren't. So I played Parks with Iona and Callum.
Like Santa.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And Parks is, of course, there's been quite a bit of buzz about it on Kickstarter. It's a game that uses the artwork from a series of art prints of all things called the 59 Parks, and it was it was a collaborative project. It was the 59 different artists and graphic design companies, each designed a lithograph to represent one of the 59 national parks of the United States of America, and someone decided worked really well in a board game. That
I mean, not having played it, but just looked at it, it looks gorgeous.
Yeah, and I think it's it's quite a crude comparison, but it has a lot in common with Tokaido.
Okay.
And I think even thematically, it's got a lot in common because you're basically
You're tourists.
Yeah, albeit in Tokaido you can go into shops and inns and things like that. That fundamentally, they're both games where you're a tourist, albeit one it specifically refers to your meeples as hikers, because you're out in the wilderness. As much as they're national parks, they're massive. They're like nature reserves or conservation areas. Really. And I think that the theme of being a tourist meshes really nicely with the artwork, because not only are you playing someone who is wandering through these natural landscapes and admiring the beauty and the scenery, you are playing a game simultaneously admiring the beauty of the scenery depicted and the artwork depicted, which is quite clever.
Yeah.
It's just one of those really elegant designs where the theme of the game and the artwork meshed really well. And presumably it was a game where they looked at the artwork and designed the game around that. So they
pick their theme first.
You would expect then the game to not be too great from that, because I mean that's quite a tall order, I think, to design a game from artwork, because it's not even that you've been given an IP and gone, right, design a game around this. It's specifically a series of prints. It's quite a quirky one, but I really enjoyed the game. There's definitely, I think, more replay value than Tokaido, because the trail is randomised in each turn, and then because you've got the deck of the 59 parks, and you've got lots of other variables, like you've got the season cards, you've got hidden objectives and things like that. And it's a very small footprint for a game of its type as well, which is great. All three of us really enjoyed it. All in all, I really liked the game. The artwork is just phenomenal. For me, it hit a lot of similar beats as Koi did.
Right. Okay.
But that's more, I think, artistically than strictly from gameplay. But again, I had that thing that I'd said about Koi, like you feel that you're directly interfacing with a piece of art. You feel like that with Parks, and it's one of those games where I think where Koi can be a little bit aggressive in places, deceptively so, considering the theme.
Yes.
I think Parks is one of those games where I don't think you particularly care about winning or losing. All
right.
Because
you're just playing through the experience, and enjoying it for what it is.
Yeah, which again, I don't know necessarily whether that was intentional or not, but again, it just meshes very nicely with what the game is.
Yeah.
You're quite nice happy just having a meander on the tabletop.
So no Mario Kart syndrome here?
No Mario Kart syndrome here.
Oh, I shall be the judge of that.
Yeah, I think it's like anything. You can play absolutely anything to be hyper competitive. You could do the shopping in a hyper competitive way if you're so inclined. Do you know what I mean? So, and I think we don't talk often enough about how the people you play games with informs your enjoyment of it. Because I think we've maybe mentioned before about how Warhammer Fantasy Battles is by no means the best miniatures war game in the world, but because we had a really good group of people that we're playing that with,
we really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and to this day we remain very fond of it, because you've got all those memories and all those experiences attached to that. And if we were to do a review of Warhammer Fantasy and like purely an appraisal of its theme, and the tactics and all that, you wouldn't be able to accurately reflect how you feel about the game from that. Just getting a bit philosophical again.
No, wow, deep.
Yeah, deep. But it's true. And I think I don't know. I would need to find a little bit more out about what people's expectations of a review is. Whether they would prefer more personal feedback. And certainly it's something that I've seen quite a few people when they compare criticism of video games, which is, that's matured because that's been around for quite a while, albeit tabletop games do predate video games. Like, as you said, video games are a mature medium. Is a mature medium, whereas in a sort of backward way, tabletop games are still finding their feet, or finding their feet again is maybe a more accurate way.
Yeah, I think so.
Of saying it. So one of the criticisms I've seen a lot of people make of tabletop game reviews is that tabletop game reviewers don't talk enough about how the game makes them feel.
Yeah. Well, I often you'd read a review of the game and it spends most of its time actually explaining what the game is and how to play it, rather than whether it's good or not.
Yeah, and that it's not as if there's just one outlet doing that. I think a lot of media outlets fall into that trap, and I don't know why that is, because if anything, you have a lot more to explain in a video game. Because you've got a computer doing loads of stuff.
Aye.
But they don't do that in video game reviews. I don't know why there's that need to constantly explain things with.
Well, yeah, like to compare it to another medium, though, right? Like, if you read a film review where they spent 90% of the review actually telling you what the plot was, you'd be like, "Why have I read this?"
Yeah, telling you what the plot was and explaining what different camera angles were and things like that. You'd be like, "What?
This is weird."
Yeah, but it's accepted. In tabletop journalism for some reason.
I know, weird. So Parks is good then.
Parks is good. I think for me, to be honest, as far as artwork goes, it's a prettier game than Wingspan.
I'd need to sit them side by side. That's kind of like, what looks better, this beautiful thing or this other beautiful thing, right? Like,
but again, there's a common thread there, because you've got nature and you've got, albeit they do opt for some quite surreal colour palettes with some of the things, but it's there. I think that there's still, I think they've got enough in common that there is a comparison to be made there. I think for me, when it comes to deciding of all the games this year, which one was the best looking, it's, would I take a picture of that and hang it on my wall?
Yeah.
That for me, the criteria is as simple as that. Is, if you were to take a piece of artwork from that game and hang it on your wall, would that?
Park's not therefore cheating because it was that before it was a game.
Maybe, but at the same time, I only first heard about Parks was when it became a board game, and I dare say that that's the case for a lot of people.
Yeah. All right.
And technically, all art assets do start like that.
You're not wrong. But anyway, we watch this space because we'll no doubt get proper reviews of Parks and indeed Wingspan at some point up soon. Yeah. Given that we're just having a bit of a catch-up episode, do we think like something that happened in August? Have I missed the boat on that?
Well, again, it's an interesting thing, isn't it? Because a lot of the time, I feel like I'm racing against the clock for reviews, but I think that all feeds into that culture of fear of missing out.
Yeah,
doesn't it? It's like you always have to have the new thing. You always have to hear about the new thing. What's wrong with talking about something you did a while back?
Well, let's talk about something I did a while back. Not least because Tom keeps nudging me. We'll say
keeps whinging at you.
Yeah. So
keeps nagging you.
So as you'll know, Tom runs our Pathfinder campaign, but he also runs another Pathfinder campaign. And once a year, or as we've done for the past 2 years now, the two groups come together for one big long weekend game. This time, rather than because last year we booked a conference room in a hotel in Glasgow.
All right.
It was very formal. Good way of doing it though, because it's a nice big table, lots of space and all that. But we this time we actually just booked a house in the country and just spent a long weekend away, eating, drinking, and playing role-playing games, and it was bloody awesome. So the plot, because our two groups are in separate periods of history in the same universe, was that some meddling alien creature race is travelling through time trying to disrupt the space-time continuum and destroy our universe. So we have been summoned by the powers that be to travel through time to correct the things that they have done. These alien races definitely, absolutely, 100% not the Borg from Star Trek. I am not a Star Trek fan. Well, Tom used Borg miniatures for them, okay. But they're not the Borg.
Okay, got it.
Not the Borg.
Not the Borg.
So yeah, so we travelled back to prehistoric times, fought a couple of woolly mammoths, amongst other things. And then, yeah, the two of our groups got mixed up and split apart, and thrown into different periods of history as well. The one I was in was at the birth of, or the near birth of the Dwarven civilization.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I knew you'd like that. So we were basically trying to make sure that they did reach the point where they needed to reach. There was a chimera we had to fight. There was some giants. And yeah, we got to see the Dwarven people succeed, and we got suitably rewarded for it. We got a blessing from a dwarf goddess, Bolka, which is the one that Scott's cleric worships as well. So he actually got to meet his god.
Sign this, please.
Yeah. And he got a special mace, a stone mace from her as well, with magical properties that I cannot remember. Anyway, it all culminates in a showdown on the metallic vessel that this alien creature is using, and has its own time machine, sending its people back through time and space. So we were successful in beating them, but it came at a price. Barry's character Krovax croaked.
Kicked the bucket.
Yeah. So Barry's had to make a new character now again.
Okay.
So
how did Barry feel about that?
He had the opportunity to bring Krovax back, because we were doing this for, like, I can't remember the name of the creature, but it was like an automaton, like a mechanical being that had a mastery of time. So he had some sort of power that would have allowed Krovax to come back if Krovax wanted to.
To turn back time.
Yeah. If he could find a way.
And he could.
Yeah.
But he chose not to.
Yeah. Exactly. So he is now an alchemist.
Krovax is dead. He's not an alchemist now.
No, Krovax is dead.
Yeah.
Barry is playing a alchemist.
It's like, just imagining Krovax like going back to university to.
I'm fed up of swinging a sword.
Yeah.
I want to chuck bombs.
Yeah. Going and studying chemistry and all that.
Yeah.
Getting his masters.
A mature student, I believe they're called.
Yeah. Do you think he would get a hardship allowance, seeing as he's only an adventurer? Like,
adventurers are pretty well off. Well, we're pretty well off.
Okay.
Given everything, all the loot.
But he's dead.
But he is dead.
So he'll never get his degree.
Yeah. That is the greatest tragedy of all. Krovax will never finish his education. That he never. Yeah.
Barry's such a sociopath, isn't he?
What? That's harsh.
Well, do you know what's harsh?
What?
It's letting Krovax die. That's what's harsh, Josh.
Krovax had quite a nice sort of little character arc.
Okay.
He died being the hero, So
Okay.
yeah.
But still, I'm watching you, Barry.
Yeah. So, but the weekend overall was fantastic. I know Tom puts in like a lot of
Blood,
time
sweat, and tears.
effort. Oh yeah, into pulling this off. So thank you, Tom. I thanked him in person, but he's getting a shout out in the episode. Now.
Apparently, that's not enough.
Yeah, apparently that is not enough. Scott also cooked for us actually, which was really nice. He got the cookbook that is based on, is it the Elder Scrolls?
Yes.
Yeah. So he got that, and he cooked us like a beef stroganoff stew from that, and that was really nice. And just in general, ate too much. Had a great time. That was like months ago.
Yeah.
Wish I could go back.
Wait, so if you had the Crovax machine,
I mean, amongst other events,
just keep replaying like you eating that stew.
I mean, I mean,
eat yourself to death.
I don't
go back.
I don't know if I would necessarily need to go as far back as that. I'd probably just go back to the last really nice meal I had and just have it again and again and again. Like,
oh man,
they're gonna have trouble when they put me in ironic Greek hell and they give me all this food to eat. So you like eating, do you? Well, yes, I do. Well, have all the food in the world. No, and they cackle maniacally, and I'm just like, yeah, whatever.
No, but they would consult me on this.
Okay.
And then, so what I would do is like we'll make it like something really bland and healthy.
Oh.
And he has to keep eating it.
Oh, why?
Yeah.
Just like plates full of kale.
Kale and corn. With no sauce on it.
You monster! Yeah. Well, get a bit of mayo at least.
No, nothing. You have to eat it dry.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, don't send me to ironic Greek hell, please.
See, it's not as good as it sounds.
Yeah, alright. Point made. Are we going to do our new segment?
We'll do our new segment. Charlotte's had to go out on baby duty, by the way. We've not just spent the whole time just ignoring.
Probably should have said that a while back.
Oh, yeah. People will be listening to this like, what a couple of pricks.
They might well listen to that, thinking they think that all.
And now they're like, no, I feel vindicated for my opinions. Yeah, so new segment.
Yeah. Take it away. What's the title?
So we decided that because Charlotte and Josh find it really funny when I have a rant about something that annoys me, and there are a lot of things that annoy me, and one podcast would not be enough to cover them all. So we've decided to start a new segment called Things That Ben Hates.
Here are some things that Ben hates. Join us now for things that Ben hates.
And that's one of them.
Yeah. So what do you hate this week, Ben?
Right, okay. So, well, I hate a great many things.
Yeah.
But I think the thing that I've zeroed in on for some reason this week is what really annoys me is when I'm reading a game review and someone says it has charm.
I like that you made it tabletop related at the very least.
Yeah. I think a lot of people were quite nervous about where this section was going. Yeah. When I read a game review and someone says that it's got charm.
Right. Why does that annoy you?
Because it tells you virtually nothing about that game.
Mm-hmm.
It's board game ease.
Right.
And the thing that I'd said to you is I'd like to go, first of all, and go, stop, explain yourself. What does that mean? When you say that it has charm, what does that mean?
Well, is it not obvious?
But it's, I mean, like...
I bet that's the response you would get. Is it not obvious?
Well,
look
no,
at it.
Well, no.
It's oozing with charm.
Yeah.
Not repeating what I said earlier.
And it's and the thing about it, the thing that really annoys me is that I bet that they do not use that word in normal day-to-day conversation, but for some reason it's appropriate to regurgitate it every time they're doing a review about something.
So, is it just when people use it for board game reviews?
I think it's a bit of an anemic, pointless word. It's like, well, instead of using that word charm, it's the show don't tell, right?
Yeah.
Don't just tell me this is really good.
Okay, I get that. Yeah, I
Like,
get that.
That's like, so I think what they're trying to say when a thing has charm is that it's endearing. You just like it for what it is, right? Because you talk about a person being charming, you just like them because of their demeanour, right? Show me why you just like that for what it is. Don't just say it. It's like,
But, okay, like, and I please be aware before you punch me that I am just playing devil's advocate.
yeah. I know.
So what if it's something intangible? What if it's something that someone's struggling to articulate about?
Well, why are you writing a review if you can't string a sentence together?
I was hoping you'd pick that one.
Yeah. But
it's their job to articulate why something is good. Yeah.
And it's like, if someone, like, if you're going to do it now to annoy me, like, if you write a review and say it has charm and I'm proofreading it, I'll be just like, go back and explain what you mean.
You're gonna, like, what was the name of the editor from Spider-Man?
Oh, I can't remember.
Yeah.
It's the guy with the big...
Yeah, just
flat
like
top
throw
haircut.
my review back at me and demand more photographs of Spider-Man.
Like, smoking my big cigar. Yeah. Well, I think now that we've talked through it and I understand what I'm feeling, that in essence is what annoys me about it. It is redundant.
It's lazy writing.
It's lazy writing. It explains nothing, and it's if we can say that board games have charm, by extension we can just say, oh, this is good, this is bad.
Yeah.
Because effectively it's the same volume of description that you're offering.
Mm-hmm. So if there's any aspiring board game reviewers out there, what is your tip? And they're poised on the keyboard, about to describe how Parks' charm. You're gonna a tiny version of you is gonna appear on their shoulder and it's gonna tell them what.
Who do you want to read this? I think that's fundamentally what you should always be thinking about with anything you write, and see if it's complete bollocks, or see if you actually step back and are self-critical and self-reflective enough to realise that you're not explaining this in a way that a 12-year-old can understand it. Why are you writing that? Because I think a lot of people don't realise, but things like that actually do throw up barriers. If people can't understand what you're saying in a review, that is a barrier to entry. You're using exclusive language. And it's there's a great little acronym my dad uses, because I'll sometimes get my dad to proofread some things. Yeah. And the thing that he always says is KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Bit derogatory, but the essence of it is that...
Yeah, make it idiot-proof.
Yeah, you want as many people as possible to understand what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And I think that tabletop games have got a ways to go, and as far as the journalism side, because of that. And charm's just an example of that.
Yeah. I don't know where we go from here.
Wow.
Do we just sign off? Do we leave in like some sort of awkward post-rant silence?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like we've said some quite profound things for all we weren't prepared.
I know. You take care, guys. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.